a lot of these screws weren't doing anything, they were just in like that.
Yeah.
So I have to be filling and trying to make every screw hold. These things.
Do you think he's made them, that one?
No, these are original, and you couldn't make these. You imagine trying to make that.
Right.
That's original, is it? It's been steamed.
It's steamed and bent. When I put it back, I shall make 2 little blocks of wood that, as near as I can, match this pitch pine.
That'll look nice.
And I shall glue them on there before I put it together.
Right.
Right.
All right. So that it all blends in and make as neat a job of it as I can. So that's become redundant. It'll cover all that rubbish up there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what all this is. It's like a big lump glued on. There has to be leaving it for the time being. It's well glued on.
Yeah.
I mean, this has probably decided it first.
Yeah.
I'm not criticising because you've really got to get in what you can.
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying to do it with body around it. But I've them ends to repair, which is a bit of a delicate operation. There's a bit of repair being done there, but it'll hardly show.
Yeah.
They're pretty clean.
Yeah.
And you imagine if you tried to make them.
It's a complicated shape, isn't it?
Well, you know, there's half a day's work making one of them.
Yeah.
And if you feel at it, it's only pitch pine.
No, it's nothing.
It's not hardwood.
No.
It'd be a lot heavier if it were hardwood.
Yeah.
I happened to have it downstairs while I was looking for that other thing.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's what it should be actually.
Yeah.
The aluminium
It'll
strip
tighten that down.
Yeah.
It'll move that from there, and you may want to fill that.
What do you think about that? What about that?
Well, I would just do what they've done. Put some filler in it.
Filler in it.
They had a grub screw in.
Yeah.
So I shall make you some grub screws to go back in these.
Yeah.
Alright. I'd imagine that they're most meant to be like that.
Yes. Yeah.
He obviously ain't got anything. He's put what they've done, I suspect, is screwed a bit of rod in.
Yeah.
Screwed rod and then put a nut on because they haven't got the proper thing.
Good.
So I shall have to try and get around that.
Yeah.
So obviously they won't come off. They'll want chroming.
That's like a ratchety thing.
What I shall free that off. You've never used it to its full length because it goes out there, you know.
Oh.
I've cleaned it all down with wire brush. I've sprayed it. I couldn't put paint on it because I've got to stick something on it and you don't know how they're going to react.
Yeah.
So I've sprayed it all with spray adhesive heavily.
Right.
I've then fitted green felt like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which I've also fitted on your front carpets.
Lovely.
Alright.
Yeah.
And then I've stuck that on.
Yeah.
Now, I got a few things there, but I couldn't do it about it.
No.
You know, you put it on and it sticks.
Yeah.
So, I didn't break through here for that starter button, but if you press there, if you feel for it and press, you can actually press it in.
Oh yeah.
So I couldn't see the point of cutting through it.
No.
It's been accommodated here by packing that out. Can you see?
Oh yeah.
That should have been as far in as it is at the front. Can you see how far it is in there?
Yeah.
It should have been same distance there.
Oh, cool.
Now there's nothing you can do about it.
No, because
and this door is a reasonable alignment when I get it shut. Yeah. There was no point me changing all that.
No.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my next job here. So.
Yeah. So you've got natural
all right.
lines.
Now, if you do that, you really should take that off and do it right up to that edge.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But then, if you do decide to have bonnet done, I shall take them off.
Yeah, I think the bonnet would be good.
Get it painted right down to there.
Yeah.
And what there should be on there, there's a little metal. You have to make a little metal plate that's exactly the shape you want. Shape that is, in effect.
Yeah.
You have to put a little screw on the back that goes right through, so and all. Then you have to sew and put leather on it. So you put it on there and you can put a little nut on the back.
Golly.
Now, I'll do that for you if you want me to.
Yeah.
That sounds fabulous.
There's work in it.
Yeah.
Alright. And they would originally have probably been leather. You can actually just operate one. You can operate this on its own, or you can operate them both together.
Alright.
And this is where you start them. The switch, and I've repaired it, is on the back of here. I bought you a new switch for your starter motor on the dashboard.
Oh, is this the push to start it? Oh, that's
Obviously
better.
it's got to be deep,
Yeah.
but that's your push button for starting,
Right.
operating that solenoid.
Yeah.
It's the start-up button.
Them's them two things I've bought for the screen.
Yeah.
Now if you, once I start next time, once Chrome comes back and I start, it'll go back together
Right.
reasonably quickly. That's that.
Excellent.
Drill and countersink holes in it, fit it with brass screws and then put a bit of filler over the screws.
Right.
And he'll paint it
Yeah.
when he paints that.
Will he? Oh, that'd be good.
Now when you operate it, because it's only on 3 wood screws underneath, what I'd do is make sure you do it that way.
Yeah.
Put your finger behind there and your thumb there, so you're squeezing it rather than just banging pressure on
Yeah,
it, because
yeah.
there's a lot of push
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
In the long run that wants to be black. It takes your eye off the dashboard.
Right.
I've painted it with gloss paint.
Right. Should it?
Nothing will work without that. Additionally, if you find that point there, you can start it from there without the solenoid. In other words, if the solenoid packed in,
You can start.
you could start it there.
Right.
You've got a lot of connections that's like your battery connection.
Yeah.
Don't put spanners around that lot.
No.
If you short some of them out, you
Yeah.
get a real splash. Alright.
Yeah.
That's your regulator that I've adjusted. Put you them on
Yeah, that's best.
and made them from scratch, obviously.
They're a lot better. That is a good fit.
Other side here, just to show you what the side lights are still on. Other side, obviously.
Are they off now?
Yeah, they will be off if you've done them.
Think.
Same at this side, it's been done. All scraped, all that crap scraped off and back down to bare metal.
Yeah,
And
that's
pre-treated, rust treated underneath here because it was rusty-ish. Alright.
That's brilliant.
Obviously I've stripped all the felt out in here and I've left it out.
Okay.
Because in future if I do it, we shall probably be painting all that and then you'd do it. I ain't bothered putting out.
No. I
Alright.
can just put a bit of. I've got some like stuff I can put in.
Well,
to
you
stop
don't
wrapping,
need
so
it. You
probably
don't need
it,
it.
does
Just wrap your stuff
No,
up.
Wrap it up.
But obviously we put some proper felt in.
Yeah.
If we ever
Yeah,
get
we'll
wrapped. It had none whatsoever in.
No oil.
Now why I don't know, but how long it's been like that. But I suspect he'd have that tube out when he wired it.
Yes, he did.
And I don't know whether that's made steering easy, because it seemed to steer quite easy to me.
Well, it should have done. Lovely.
And I had to mask all that, because I've had to use, obviously because it's aluminium, I've had to strip it with nitramores. And when I took tape off all this, it put bloody paint off, so we've put some
Blended
paint back on that on a temporary basis.
Well, that looks fine. You can't tell.
But look
can
at
you?
colour match as well, how good
You
that's
cannot
been.
tell.
There's 2 little cracks here, there's no I can do about them, it's a joining material.
Yeah.
If we do something on the racing car and we're worried about them, I'd nick them and make them look as though they're a feature. But it's up to you that.
Yeah.
But can you see we've got a gut seal here
Oh,
now?
it's a super finish, isn't it?
Alright.
Yeah.
And I've got a gut seal on inside by a bit of, can you see this? That you never had before.
Yeah. Well, it used to leak.
And I had to shape it up sides here. You need to know how to operate your wipers because they're here.
Oh.
So you can actually park them down there, but you can't bring them back from down there if you want to use them. If they're in use, you can put them there like I've done. But because you have to do that to get them to work, you have to do that to get them onto the screen. And that's where you'd leave them if you were using them.
Leave them like that.
Aye, but if it's not going to rain for 3 weeks, put them down there. Obviously they've been chromed. I've done all under there and I've done all that woodwork and I've made all this a better fit. That's all new, of course, a new piece. I can't stop that at the moment.
Right.
It might get cleared up if we ever go further.
Yeah.
Other side, I've got it as notes catching. There should be some rubber in there, but I ain't got out it'll go in. It works without it.
Where did it go?
Originally there were a pad of rubber, so that when that car came up, it didn't hit up against that.
So it wants a bit of rubber at the back.
It wants
there,
some
on that
rubber
back
that
edge.
thick putting in and gluing in.
I've got some.
They're just false tops, because you need some long screws in there, obviously. And the screw, if you wanted that off, you have to flip them out. They're on that blue tack.
Oh, right.
I managed to break that, I'm afraid, cleaning it. But nobody will see it. But if you ever see one, buy it.
Right.
Obviously we re-chrome that. This has come out alright. I were 8 suited with this seal, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is good. It's superb, isn't it?
I wouldn't. You can operate the window, but I wouldn't. Because, you know, what I'm saying is you can operate it, but you know how it fitted in with that T connection round the screen?
Yeah.
I eventually had to glue it in with silicone rubber to make it stop in. So I personally, I'd open it as far as that if you want to let a bit of draft through to clear your screen.
But you wouldn't open
But I wouldn't practice
forward.
opening it, even though it will if you cleared everything out of the way. Alright.
Okay.
It'd open and it might never come off. But I think what would happen if you open it regular, this, you'd have to come out here and hold these out while it went back down. Because it's not shaped.
Yeah.
It tends to wrap
Go
back
underneath.
under, and if you're closing it from inside, you close it with it wrapped under.
That's what's happened before.
And I wouldn't. I'd leave it there like that.
Yeah, and we get a good seal.
And
yeah, I see what you mean, Jim. Now, yes.
Because it